Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today we are here to hear our echoes of tomorrow, reimagining the freedom together. So this is just a conversation, not a serious one, not a formal one, just a happy conversation, calm. Yeah. So every generation lives an echo, eh? And ours How do you feel the echo of today? How is the echo of today? It's feeling like freedom to me. Freedom, Naima. We are imagining the gains sometimes, but today we are here to reimagine it together. This is Episode 3, Echoes of Tomorrow, Reimagining Freedom Together. So, we are not going to use our names, but we are going to introduce ourselves creatively, and non-conventional. It's something fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So, when I'm not hiding from anyone, when I'm not doing anything, I feel like my life is an open window. Everything can come, everything can go. So I want you guys to close your eyes and imagine a free morning. You woke up in the world that is fully accepts you. Tell me, what is the first sound of your freedom? What is the first sound of your freedom?
When you wake up in a world
that he accepts you. Okay.
Hey listeners, habari, mgamba mta, everyone, komasava. I'm shit millennial. I think it's what I'm gonna use for today. How do I feel when I wake up in a world that has accepted me
fully?
Of course, I'll embrace that, and it's what we are all like wishing for every day and every time. But to be realistic, I don't think that time can ever come, because
we are dreaming.
Acceptance in its sense is very diverse and very wide. Like it's a wide concept. So they can accept you in a certain aspect of life, and then do not accept you in, when, as you've said, like one window closes, the door opens, the door closes, and then one window opens. So we're always in a struggle for acceptance, a struggle for power. There's always people or a certain system that is always willing to clamp down on you, even when you feel like you are in your period of acceptance. There is always a restriction or a limitation that comes with that acceptance. Even when you're in a time where you feel like, this is the time we have the freedom, this is the time everything is on our side, the law is on our side, the society is on our side, there is always those people who feel bad when you're accepted, who feel bad when you have freedom, and they'll always make sure they make you miserable. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Today I'll go with Melanin Queen. So I think for me, freedom or acceptance looks like us having real choices and not just taking what is in front of us. Because sometimes you find that as queer people, we are taking the leftovers because that's the only choice that we have. But I think freedom of acceptance will be a world whereby we have equal choices with everyone else. We can pick and choose, and then we are also able to dream and create without fear, because I think it's one of the things we're always conscious. How will this affect my work? How will this affect my personal life? So I think for me, freedom and acceptance will be that time where we don't have to live in fear, and we're able to dream, we're able to create without having that survival instinct all the time. Yeah.
Okay, it's really okay.
Thank you very much. I'll use Black Daddy. So to me, freedom and acceptance feels like dignity and the right to exist without apology. I'll give an example of very many TikTok content creators. Most of the times when they do content all trying to be themselves, very many people from the outside world are always attacking them. So in order to save themselves, they always say that this is not me, I'm not that, I'm just trying to create content. But in actual sense, that is who they are. But they are existing with an apology because of what the society wants them to be. So they are not free to be themselves. And also, freedom and acceptance to me would be not necessarily having to hide myself to access healthcare and maybe other mainstream services, because most of the times when you go to a hospital, you cannot tell a doctor who you are, just because maybe they'll judge you, or maybe they'll push you to more violence. You might be having something which is bothering you health-wise, and you cannot explain to a doctor who is not going to understand you. So you end up maybe at times self-medicating yourself. Maybe let me try paracetamol, maybe let me try this medication, it will help. Yes, because you do not trust the doctors in those healthy centers. So, and lastly, waking up without fear of arrest, eviction, and violence. We as HRGs, most especially we at a very high risk, because some of us, our faces are out there. Each and every time you wake up, you're in fear. So even when you're walking maybe in town and you see someone staring at you, be like, oh, maybe he saw me somewhere, or maybe he wants to attack me. So freedom and acceptance to me would also feel like maybe one day me waking up without fear of being arrested, or my landlord evicting me, or maybe violence. Yeah.
So in simple terms, freedom it has many colors, has many sounds. It's loud, it is whispering, it is.
On that note, freedom takes very many forms. There is economic freedom, mental freedom, physical freedom. You understand? Like it's diverse, and sometimes some people can have all of it sorted, but other people might not have all of it sorted. But for me, I believe freedom is like it's not just the absence of fear. Like, people mistake peace for freedom. Yeah, you can be. You see, right now we are in a peaceful environment, right? But are we free? No. So I feel like freedom is just living unapologetically, like that unapologetic joy that comes every day, existing without boundaries, just like the wind, like air, without restrictions. And for me, at some point, I believe that freedom is solely mental. Mental, because nobody's going to give you the freedom you want. because I think for generations we fought for freedom. From the Aminis, the Potters were all fighting for freedom. Now the Bobby Wines are fighting for freedom. So where is freedom? Who is going to give us freedom? First of all, whom are we asking freedom from? So I think it should start with our mindset, our own, living in our own bodies and loving ourselves and choosing to express ourselves and unapologetically, like without fear. I feel like freedom is beating fear. Fear of restrictions, fear of harm, fear of holding hands in Kampala with your partner, like embracing the fact that I exist not because of a mistake. I'm here and I'm part of this soil. I'm part of Uganda, just like the River Nile. Like me being queer and Ugandan is not in conflict at all, but I'm part of this ecosystem, and it's you who should learn to live with me. You understand? To coexist with me, not me compromising my own self to exist with you. So if you can't give me space to grow, you're like a wall obstructing a seed from sunlight. You're extracting sunlight from shining onto me and growing my inner seed, my flourishing. So I feel like at some point, if you don't move out of my way, I'll have to move out of my body, express myself, even if you like it, even if you don't like it, and then gonna away. But it all starts from the mental part of it, the mental part of it. Because every time we wake up and you can't get out of the house, you fear to. Sometimes it's even delusional. You know, sometimes we create fear where it is known. Sometimes we sense fear where it's known. But because we have it in our mental state, that, you see, that one might be my enemy, the other one might cause me harm. And sometimes it's not even they're not even focusing on you at all. Our imagination, expanding our imaginations from our own insecurities and then exploring our own bodies and our own selves.
Anything else to add?
I think also we need to look at a space where we are seen and valued, because as queer people, we've had spaces where we're just being invited as tokenism, just to tick a box and fill numbers. But I think freedom would also look like us being in a space where we are seen, we are valued, and our voice is actually being heard. But we're not just there to tick a box and say, yeah, we invited so and so queer. How many queer people were there? That we had 30, but those 30 people were in the room and didn't do anything. They were just there for tokenism. So I think in a space where we are seen, valued, and heard, I think that would also be a world where freedom really truly exists for queer people. Yeah,
of course, freedom doesn't need permission.
Exactly, and also freedom to me would mean embracing diversity, because we can all never be the same. And what do I mean by diversity? Like, however much I'm queer, that does not mean that everyone else is going to accept me. It also goes back to freedom of speech. We always say we are advocating for freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech. We should have freedom of speech. But we want to have freedom of speech. But when it's someone else who is speaking, we do not want to hear from them. Then I don't know whether we want that freedom of speech for only ourselves or not. So it is better to demand for your freedom in a way that is not taking away the other person's freedom. That is what diversity is. That yes, I am different and you're different. Let's respect each other. You are you, I am me. That is it.
Period. So sometimes when I sit down and I imagine about the Uganda or the world that I would want to be free, or for every woman or queer person or queer soul to walk without fear, to see color, to see joy on the streets. I hear like something holding me back. I'm like, you are just dreaming. You're daydreaming. So I just want to know, what would the world need to look like, or sound like, or feel like, to truly hold you as a queer woman or queer person?
This brings me back to systems. We are born in a matrix. Yeah. Like it or not, we are in a matrix. So your life is actually predetermined when at birth. Actually, when you're still in your mother's womb, like she's told you have to go for antenatal at this age, at this period of time, you have to do this. Like, they don't have their own choices over their bodies. And now you who is unborn, it also affects you until when you're born. Now they decide this one has a penis, so this one is a boy. This one is a girl. You get it? This is the color of clothes we should buy. This is, and then you go to kindergarten, then you have to go through school. Like, you don't have choices. And I feel like our freedom has been robbed, like, even before we are born. Yes. Exactly. So literally, someone has robbed our freedom for generations. And I'd call that the system. Yeah, but who is the system?
Who is the system?
Who is the system?
Any system.
I feel like we can't blame anyone, but we should also blame ourselves and the part we've played. You understand? I watched some video and someone was talking about escaping the matrix. But can you really escape the matrix? And do we realize that sometimes we contribute to the system? I'm telling you, because you will say education has trapped us and things like that, but then also you give birth to a child and then you take them through the same system. So you're also contributing to the system. So I believe like freedom should be a reflection of our voices, our faces. Even when it comes to laws, the laws that are made, like even the AHA, these other laws, I feel like real freedom is reflecting our voices. Let's the Ubuntu in the laws you're making. You can't say you are against queer people and then you call yourself having Ubuntu. What is the concept of Ubuntu? You get, before the colonialists came, you said we had Ubuntu. That's why we're called Bantu. But is it reflected in whatever we do? Be it on individual level, be it at government level, systemic level, have we reflected Ubuntu? So I feel like if we go back to understanding humanity, understanding who we are as humans, and that there is nothing for us without us, and that you are because I am, and we are because you are. Understanding that will help, will help create systems and create environments where everyone feels they are part of the community, they are part of the whole ecosystem. Yeah.
I think to me, that world would look safe and welcoming, welcoming queer people in all their diversities. We've seen a situation whereby in some spaces someone will say, no, don't call this category because they are too much, or don't call this category, or like when they invite you, they're like, guys, you need to tone it down, or you need to do this, and that is not right at all. So I feel like that world should be safe and welcoming for everyone in all their diversities. Because if you're going to create a space where you need people's ideas, then you should welcome them as a whole, the way they come. Don't just pick their knowledge, but then you don't want the way they present, you don't want the way, that they identify. So I think a space where it's safe and welcoming would be a really good one in terms of freedom. But then also, just to look at a place where queer people can breathe and have a sense of belonging, and you're not constantly guarding yourself. I think that would be a world we can dream, like our moderator said earlier, that sometimes it feels like we are just dreaming. But I think a place where we really have that sense of belonging would be really important to us. And I believe we could really achieve that in a way, in our own community. Because sometimes I feel like sometimes us ourselves, we are a challenge to ourselves. We have imaginary haters, so that paranoia, we extend it to our fellow communities. So I think a world where we are not constantly guarding ourselves, that would be a beautiful world for queer people to live in.
Yeah, we can laugh without shame.
Yes.
Me, I'll talk about a world where a right to identity is recognized or respected. We all know the struggle people go through to change their names. For example, if you are Solomon and you want to change your name to Salome, you're going to have issues. So it might even expose you to further violence. So I'll feel safe in a world where a right to identity is recognized, and also a world where leaders speak in an angle of how can I phrase that? In an angle of responsibility instead of hatred. We all know that these times we are in of political pressure. Very many politicians are using the queer people as a scapegoat. In almost every campaign, some of them are even using queer people in a way of maybe winning people's hearts. Vote me, I'm going to work on those queer people, I'm going to chase away them on their villages. I even remember when the current president was in his campaigns in Chankwanzi, the speaker said, "Mr. President, we thank you for chasing away the homosexuals," unlike other politicians, blah blah. So every politician is using queer people as a scapegoat. Even the local leaders, as low as the chairperson, will say that we are now attacking queer people, like to win people's hearts. So we say, like, a chairman is going to chase you away because people are putting him under pressure that chase away that person. If not, so we are not going to vote you in the next coming election. So the chairperson is going to take you away, or the defense or any other person. So I'm dreaming of a world where everyone will be respected. Like, speak about queer. Yes, I am not saying that queer people are 100% perfect. Queer people might be thieves. Queer people might be liars. Queer people might. A queer person might.
We are human.
Yes, a queer person might assault another person. Yes, you can arrest them for those other crimes they have committed, but not for who they are. Yes, exactly.
I understand.
And I feel like also these things of looking for terms to identify us.
Yes.
Like, why should we be looking for clinical terms to identify ourselves? Like, I want to freely use my own words in my own mother tongue, and I don't expect any backlash or be looking around for words that will make me feel safe or will not put me into harm's way, things like that. And also, even when they are making laws, I'm so much into the legal field. Even when they are making laws, like, we should be in a world where laws protect everyone. And our Constitution is a very good book. It's a very good book. It actually protects everyone. Do you know that? Because it says everybody is equal under the law. You understand? But why is it that you are making a certain group of people not equal under the law. That means you're taking away their freedoms. Chapter 4 of the Constitution is also very clear on the rights and freedoms of every Ugandan, right? The freedom of expression, but you don't allow me to express myself. Freedom of association, you're closing our organizations. Freedom to vote, right to vote, and freedom to fund a family. You understand? But you're taking away all those freedoms from me for your own selfish reasons, not for reasons why that constitution was put in place. So we need to ask ourselves, who benefits from robbing other people of their rights? Who benefits?
Who benefits?
Who benefits? I feel like there's like a clique of people who benefit from
But who are they?
being satanic and devilish.
Who are those?
Who are those? Yeah, I think that's a question we should all ask ourselves as we go back. Who's benefiting from taking away my right? And what are they benefiting? Because at the end of the day, taking my rights doesn't bring money into your pocket unless it brings money into their pockets. I don't feel it's even necessary.
It does. Actually, to some people it does. So another thing I wanted to add on what my colleague had said. So the laws should protect everyone, not criminalizing certain identities. For example, when they kill someone or when they kill a thief, you see people commenting like, why did they kill him? They would have taken him to police. But when they kill a queer person, they will say, you killed them, we hate those people. So why is it different on queer people? Like when they kill another person, you shouldn't have killed him. You would have taken that person to police. But when it comes to queer people, they say like, kill them all. So I believe the laws should protect all the citizens of Uganda, not criminalizing certain individuals.
Some people restrict other people's freedom just because of fear. They fear the power that you hold. You understand? Because for the longest time, they've known queer people as very rich people, creative, very intelligent, knowledgeable, and someone somewhere is threatened by that. And they feel like if they leave queer people like to live freely and enjoy those rights, enjoy the environment and existence, I feel like they'll be pushed back into the dungeons. Yeah, and it's understandable anyway. It's survival for the fittest. Yeah, it's survival they're trying to survive because they know if they leave queer people to be free, they won't survive.
We are still dreaming and hoping and praying. So this is kind of our last. Yeah. So I just want to know, what legacy do you want, or do you hope to leave behind, or what do you want to be remembered for in the hearts of those who will come after you?
I think a legacy I would love to leave behind is one of care, courage, and contribution. I would want to be able to pave way for other people and not just to do what pave way for other people and leave a space better than what I found it. For example, we've had civil society is a very guarded space, and even bringing it down to our communities, it's quite a guarded space, and there's been a lot of gatekeeping. But I want to be the kind of leader that if I see an opportunity, I open that path for everyone else to access that path and be able to learn from it and have the same experiences that I've had or even better. So I would love to leave a legacy where people live more freely. If I didn't have an opportunity to have something, at least let me fight for other people to have that opportunity. So just a legacy where people feel seen, people feel valued, and also people feel heard. Yeah.
Heard. I want to be heard.
So the legacy I would love to leave behind. So when communities feel seen and protected, and because of the work we did, That is the kind of legacy I want to leave here. I want someone to feel seen. I want someone to feel safe. I want someone to feel protected by the work we do. Because most of the times we speak about things and people do not know. For example, there is a queer person deep down in the rural areas who doesn't even know about this organization, another institute which gives support to queer people. So it is our work to extend those services to those people so that they can also benefit from these services. And also, the other legacy I would love to leave behind is I would love to develop other leaders. Love to do what they call people development, because the work I am doing, it's not the exact work I'm going to be doing forever. The organization I'm working in, or the position I'm holding, I might not be here in 5 years to come, but who is going to come before me? You know, most of the leaders in our community, when they see someone doing what they do, they feel threatened that, oh, this person wants to take away my job. But no, you just have to guide that person, because you're not going to be here forever. So there is someone who is going to come after you, someone who will speak good things about you. Though I am what I am because the other person developed me. I am what I am because the other person showed me the way. So I love to develop other leaders who are going to come after us. Yes.
The legacy.
You have to be seen.
Omukululu, right?
Omukululu.
So, talking about legacy, I feel like we've all contributed to this community in our different capacities. And but what I would feel that I want to be remembered of is not actually just my name. I want to be remembered as someone who planted seeds in unhardened soil and let maybe other people come and water it, and in the future see a forest grow out of it. I want a queer person in 2040, a young queer person, to come and listen to this podcast and appreciate that there were people that came before me, and they spoke, they raised their voices for me to be here. I don't want the coming queer community to also face what we've been facing, right? I want them to be proud of us. I want them to have a clearer path than we actually have, and embrace the fact that the generations that came before us really did a very good job. They put in the work, and that's why we are not moving on eggshells. That's why we can express ourselves, and that's why we are accepted. So it all comes back to the work we put in. And I think in my grave, I'll feel good if Uganda wakes up one day and scraps the AHA and accepts same-sex relationships and marriages. I think I'll rest in peace. I'll rest in peace if I say that. That's the legacy I want to leave. Because, we tend to think legacy it should be like a long-term thing, like something you've done in a long time. But legacy can even happen in a shortest time. So appreciating the small wins we've so far accomplished. I feel like everyone here has a legacy already. He has a legacy because we've done some work. You still even have proud legends. They already have a legacy. We are seated here in this office just because some people at some point in time spoke, they raised their voices, they beat fear, they put themselves out there, they expressed themselves, and that's why we are here. So I also want the future generation that is coming to also appreciate that in 2025, there is a group of people that started Proud Legends, and they had this podcast and they were speaking about ABC. That's why I am here. And I'm enjoying the freedom. Yeah.
So I want to add something small. I won't sound so different from what my previous colleague had said. To also speak when silence feels safer is a legacy. because even in our communities we have those leaders who think that they are untouchable. So but when you see or you feel like this leader, however much they call themselves the untouchables, this leader has done something wrong, you have to speak up. At least someone will remember you that, oh, the other person spoke about this person is wrongdoing. You don't have to keep silence because, oh, when I speak about that person, he won't recommend me to get this grant. Or when I speak about that person, is going to speak ill about me, like in donor meetings. So you always have to speak up even when silence feels safer. But when you feel like what you're going to speak about is the right thing, please do.
Okay. Yeah. You have to speak as you stay safe.
Everything you do every day and contributes to the community.
Man, I'd like it to be the courage, to be a whisper of courage into someone who is afraid to speak, or someone who is not comfortable with who they are. That's what. So, as we close, I want us to close in a. I want to say romantic, but that is not good.
That is bad.
So, this is how we're going to close. Yeah? I'm going to read the assessment, and you say something that is on the go, on your lips, anything that resonates with the statement.
Okay.
So, freedom begins when we dare to imagine it together. Before we close, whisper or close your eyes or whatever. Sigenamba kuba poking. Don't fear. So, whatever. If my heart could send one echo into the world, it would say?
Consistency. Those small things you do, if you are consistent, you will win. And then don't stop. To you, everyone who is listening silently, don't stop what you are doing because you don't know the impact you're making.
Don't stop.
So to me, it's the ability to shape our own futures as queer people and not just to endure the present.
Sometimes we are desperate to be understood and we forget to be understanding. So if you want someone to understand you, are you understanding yourself? Yeah.
So I understand myself first, then I explain to others, or I just don't explain.
No. However much you want me to understand you, but you have not taken the initiative to understand me.
You.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thank you guys for dreaming loud with me, with QVidia, and may our efforts carry out and be never left out. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Every voice you've heard in each episode is an echo, a reminder that even in silence, we are never alone. These stories are not just words, they are living testimonies of courage, healing, and becoming. As we close this circle, take a moment to honor the heartbeats behind these voices you've heard or you've been listening to, because your story too is an echo, and somewhere, somehow, someone is waiting to hear it. Here is to hear it. Here in Echoes to My Heart, we don't end, we continue. We continue to speak, to feel, to heal, and to imagine a freer tomorrow. So until next time, keep listening to your heart's whisper. Keep writing your truth in every breath. This has been Echoes to My Heart, #Her Memoirs, a podcast by Q Media, powered by Quest to Pro Women Foundation. Thank you for being part of this echo. May it sound, find healing, and it was meant to. Bye.